Wayne,
Yes.
hi.
Hi. Oh, I don't
So,
like this. No, I don't like this.
why?
Because we don't like change. But now we're
What?
right into it. I don't like as soon as you said it, I was like, because in my head, I'm waiting for that, but it didn't happen today for good reason.
So, let me ask you this. So, before we started recording, you said that you were grumpy
Hmm.
because you're tired. Now, you
Right.
spent the day yesterday with your child and one of her friends, I believe, and you guys went to a kind of fun land or something of that nature.
We went to an amusement park called Canada's Wonderland, which I found out used to be Paramount. The company Paramount owned it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all the rides, they used to have a roller coaster called Top Gun, but now it's called Flight Deck because it just went to Canada's Wonderland. And they used to have this ride called the Italian Job, but now it's called something else. But it was a car thing, and they're all like Universal, those parks. The one thing they didn't change is how much everything costs. And
Yeah.
I don't I don't I don't get it. I don't get how I don't get how tens of thousands of people could still be there, but these parks have the audacity to charge what they charged. Now, you pay your regular fee to get in the door,
Yeah.
and then you could ride all the rides until the park closes.
Okay. What does it cost, by the way? I don't know what a ticket costs anymore.
So we did a season's pass each
Okay.
because they're $110 for a season's pass.
Uh-huh.
And you make that literally back the first time you go. If you go more than once, you've made that money
Yeah.
back. We bought her friend a ticket. It came to $79 for the day. They rode 4
Oh.
rides. 4 rides. 5
Wow.
rides
Wow.
maybe, because the lines are an hour long.
That's so horrible. Ah, it's so horrible.
But then you can skip the lines like Disney and all those have those just pay a little bit extra and we'll give you a fast pass and you can jump the line and go through a second. It's like VIP treatment.
Yeah.
So I said, well, maybe I'll do that. So
Okay.
I went on my phone and I typed in 3 fast pass plus. I got the plus because the fast pass only works for most of the rides, but the really good
Yeah.
ones, it doesn't work for. So if you want that, you got to pay extra.
That's just fucking price gouging left and right. It's
Are
just
you ready
crazy.
for this? If we were to
Uh,
buy 3 fast passes yesterday,
yeah.
it would have came to $545 extra dollars.
See, this is just it's just such a disgusting kind of thing where they do this knowing that the frustration on the parents' end, they have a good chance that these patrons are going to pay that price. And it's just it's fucking insidious, man.
It's
It's
insidious, man.
now you texted me a picture, or no, it was a video, and you were having a little beer, and you
Mm.
said it was a 15 $15 beer, and it's like what?
You
What?
wanna know the best part of that beer?
What?
I came home and had the exact same beer that I bought at the grocery store for $2.90.
So what are we talking about? We're talking about what? Like, is it a 700% markup? Like 1,000% like, what is that? I can't even do the math right now.
They
Here's something
they
fun.
they still put the tip option. They put the tip option on there like, "Hey, if you're not happy if you're happy with the service you're getting from me, why don't you give me a little extra money?" I'm like, "I can't because I now just sold my house so we could ride that roller coaster."
No, and the lines are so long. So here's something wild. So a year, this is about 5, 6, this might be 7 years ago. My kids wanted to go to Universal Studios out here in LA. And they wanted to go to the park for the day. And I was like, oh my God, it's just such a like an anxiety-ridden mind space I get into. So I put the word out to a couple people that I wanted to go to Universal, and somebody got back to me and says, "Hey, man, like, so a friend of mine works, for the park pretty high up. He's like, I'll get you VIP passes so you don't wait in any lines or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, this is like amazing. And they were free, like didn't have to pay for them. And I got to be honest with you, on my way there, I'm thinking to myself, my kids are in the back seat, and I'm just going, oh my God, please, please let these passes be everything that I think they're going to be. And I got to tell you, man, he hooked me the fuck up. We didn't wait in one line. Every time we rode a ride, if we wanted to go in again, we'd go back down, and there's this little gate off to the side of the massive crowd. And I just went in, and you get dirty looks all day. People standing in the lines are like, what the fuck? You've been on this ride 3 times. I still have 45 minutes to wait to get on it once. It's pretty wild.
It's pretty wild how it's worth it, though. I sat there and I was like, I might pay this $500 just so we can do this. But then I said no in my head.
Yeah,
Because
that's too much, man.
you want to ride rides. You want to go there. I realized that I can't. I went to bed as soon as I could because I could barely move my head yesterday after because I hurt my neck so bad.
Jesus. Well, you shouldn't be on those rides anyway, man. I mean, first of all, you're no spring chicken. And second of all, you got neck issues.
I am a spring
silence.
chicken. No, I am a spring chicken. What is the definition? You know what's funny? Because I want to talk to you about something because you and I seem to be, you know how, and we're not women, just so everybody knows, Alex
what?
Alex and I are men. So
Yes.
1, we're idiots. 2, we have questions. And I heard that if two women are friends long enough, their cycles start to match up, and they start going through the same menstrual cycle. Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed?
Yeah, you're totally allowed to. Totally allowed to.
I just don't want to offend anybody because I don't know much about it. I recently found out that it's not that big of a deal. Because I mean it's a big deal.
Here we fucking go.
No, what do you look like you're like covering your head like I'm just about to dig myself in a big
ear
hole.
Well, you might, but my ear itched and I had to get into it.
I know it's a big deal, but for me, when I look at the people in my life that are going through that stuff, I think of how I would be if I was going through that stuff. And I don't know how they get out of bed for that week. Like I would be,
oh no,
I'd be bedridden. I'd probably try to get checked into an ICU. Like it's horrible.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. And my sister may kill me for saying this, but she had to have something called a DNC, I believe it's called. I hope that's the right anagram, or whatever that means. But so one year when she was like in her 20s, she was like in her mid-20s, and all of a sudden she was on her cycle, and she literally lost so much blood that she was out cold. And my mother, the only reason they found her is because my mother stopped over to talk to her about something and found her in her living room floor. Immediately rushed to the hospital. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Like insane. It was insane. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if my mom didn't go there, what would have happened? Like, I don't know. Like that was wild, man.
It's an acronym. It's an acronym, not anagram.
Acronym. Yeah, I know. Don't.
Yeah. No. What? Don't what?
Well, don't correct me. Don't correct me in front of everyone, Wayne.
You correct me in front of everyone daily, all of the time. Let me get back to what I was saying. I feel like you and I, our cycles match up. Like you and I.
Actually, last week, our dicks started bleeding at the same time, remember? Wayne?
I meant mental health. I meant our mental health.
Oh, fuck.
I also think you should go seek a medical attention ASAP and come up with an anagram for that one because that's not good.
You son of a bitch.
I'm just saying. No, and the reason I say this about our cycles matching up is that you and I often want to make change in our life at the same time. And I'm at that place again where I know that cannabis is affecting me negatively. It's slowing me down. It's making me lethargic. I'm not as creative. I'm struggling. And I've been trying for a couple weeks quietly to reduce the use of cannabis. But man, change and the process around change within us, can you not agree that it is fucking exhausting, man.
It's exhausting. I'll tell you, man. Like, so, I'll talk about two things here. One, so about this is like 6 days ago. I was looking at my food intake, right? Because I just went to the doctor because I had to get a checkup for my liver and kidneys and blah 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 blah. So, and they're fine. Everything's fine. But I noticed that I had gained about 5 pounds since the last time I was there 6 months ago. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that could be, could be muscle because I work out. But then I'm like, no, it's not. I was back to eating McDonald's and I was back to eating bread with every meal. And I was back, all that stuff and sugar, by the way. Um, so 6 days ago, I said to myself, Alex, fuck off, do what you want, do this thing that you've been wanting to do, and you feel better. So now I am 6 days into, and now the first 3 days, horrible. I hate everyone. Don't talk to me. I don't want to be around anyone. Fuck off because I'm not having a burrito today. Now I feel better about it, but I am down in 6 days, 3 pounds just by taking out the fucking bread, the fucking processed sugar, the fucking dairy, all that stuff. And I got to tell you, I don't know why I keep going back to that way of eating. It's just eating my emotions, I guess. But okay, so yes, and it's fucking hard as fuck. It's hard. It's
It's
not fucking
so
easy
hard, man. It's
because it's
so hard.
addicting. Food is addicting. And everyone out there can agree. Food is addicting. I don't care if
Yeah.
you're a health specialist. I don't care if you're a fitness trainer. I don't care what you are, but food is addicting, right? Um, yeah. And the second thing is that I'm coming to a point right now at I'm almost 50 years old where I'm feeling like the business side, the acting side, the voiceover side, all that stuff is kind of like especially since the pandemic started, it's kind of leaving me. And I'm not saying I'm done. I'm not saying that at all because I'll do a fucking gig. I'll do a gig, but I have to now go outside of that and look for a different way to generate income. So that's where I'm at right now. So and it's hard. It's but again, like I told you, I've been fucking humbled for the last 3 decades, at least once a year, just kicked in the balls, smacked in the face, kicked to the curb. It's been going on. So this is not my first rodeo. You know what I mean? So here I am, and I'm just kind of spinning. I'm just spinning. Now, what's
Well,
going on with you? Your mental health. So you're
my mental
you
health is
know,
good. I'm in a happy place. I'm in a good, thriving relationship. I've got great friends surrounding me. I get caught up in the numbers game because I do want to grow on social media and I want, my love is this podcast and I want to take this to another place. Now I'm fortunate where this is not my career. Creating content or being a part of a production is not a part of my career, but I wouldn't complain if it became a part of my career until my second audition because they don't that this business is cutthroat as fuck. But
yeah.
um it, and I get to this place where I start going, well, I need to change these things in my life so I am able to level up or do these things that I'm doing better because I want to take our podcast to the next level. And I want to have, and we have some big news that we'll tell people in a bit. But
Mhm.
I want to do all those things. And I know these other things are affecting me, but I enjoy them. Not so much now. Now I'm at this place where when I smoke, I don't enjoy it. Like it's not doing anything for me. In fact,
Oh
it's kind of
wow.
doing the opposite. Like I just feel gross, but I'm habitually I
Mhm.
smoke. Well, I haven't been smoking joints, which has changed a lot, but I smoke through my little vape thing, and I just I'm not happy. So I know that I need to make change. And I remember
Mm.
my therapist said something to me, and this is kind of where I wanted to rant into, and I want your take on it. My therapist said, "Not yet." A while ago when I talked about leaving
Mhm.
cannabis or taking a break. And he said, "Why? Why haven't you yet?" I said, "Oh, I just don't. I just haven't." He goes, "Not yet, but you might, and or you will when it's yet when yet comes because we our vocabulary we miss the word yet. We don't realize how powerful that word yet is. And now I'm sitting here going, well, is it yet now? Like now, is it now? Like, is it yet now? Can I quit this? And I thought, yeah, I've got this in the nope. write down. I'm brutal at it because change sucks for me. Even
Mhm.
when I know, and I think our listeners and all of the people in the world know this, and it happens to them. I'm not, this isn't a one-off. Um, Change is scary, even when we know the change is going to benefit us in tenfold, not in, but tenfold.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you, man, and like I agree with your therapist when they say not yet. Here's something interesting. I had almost the same encounter, and then we'll discuss it a little further. But I had almost the same encounter. I was doing a show. I was doing a play. This is about 7 years ago, and I wanted to quit smoking. And I was seeing a therapist, and I talked to her about it, and I was like, "Hey, I want to quit." And she goes, "Not yet." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Don't quit." She's like, "You're doing a play. You've been relying on that substance to get you through stressful and, some times that are hard. Don't do it while you're doing a play. Don't quit while you're doing a play." And then I thought to myself, well, then I guess I should quit after. And then after came, and I never quit.
Well, it's because something new. Because now you've got. I'm like, your therapist is. I get therapists, man, and I get what they mean when they say
Yeah,
things. But to me, there's always going to be something that we're always going to have a reason to continue this. I was in
yeah.
pain yesterday. I'm like, well, I'm in pain, so I might as well smoke because I don't like pharmaceuticals, so I'll smoke. And there's
Mhm.
always going to be reasons not to do things, but there's always going to be less reasons not to do it than there are reasons to do it. But I'm just wondering when, man. When is
Yeah,
the
I mean, that's
time?
up to you, right? I mean, it's like that's I think that is part of our letting go. So, there will come a point where you and I, for the stuff that I do and the stuff that you do, there'll come a point where you're just like, I'm done. I'm
That was
done.
Yep.
I'm fucking done,
That was me with smoking, man. When I gave up
Yeah.
cigarettes, when I gave cigarettes up, it was I said, I was having my daughter 30 days and I went on this pill called Champex, and 30 days, it was November 11th, 2011, took the last drag of a cigarette ever. Ever.
Nice.
And
Nice.
you couldn't pay me to go back. Cannabis,
Mhm.
however, I don't know what it's got. It's got a hold of me, man. It's got a hold of me.
Well, how long have you been smoking the weed though?
6 years.
Okay, so 6 years straight, right? So
Pretty
like before that, you probably smoked weed, right? But like on and
Nope.
off or something?
Nope.
No.
No, because I was in the military, and in the military it's frowned upon. You would go to jail for that stuff when I served. So no, you didn't touch it.
Wow.
No. I literally did not start smoking cannabis until I was 34, 35 years old.
Wow.
Mhm.
Holy shit.
Mhm.
Because I
And we
started smoking weed at 12.
Yeah, and the worst part here is it's like California, except the entire country is legal. Like the whole
That's
country is legal
crazy, man.
everywhere. Yeah.
That's wild, man. Hey,
Mm.
it's funny. You were talking about social media earlier, and I wanted to tell you something I just found out, which is really wild. So you know how when people say, like, especially on TikTok, because I wanted to know the number, right? I was like, what's the real number? So I Googled, what is the number for a video to go viral? Like, what does TikTok, not
Mhm.
us, but TikTok? So, in order for them to consider you've gone viral, just the base viral, you have to have 1 million views, not likes, but views. In order to have it gone really viral, you have to have between 5 million and 7 million views. And I looked at that and I was like, well, that's fucking outlandish. I mean, because
Well,
what if you get 600,000, 800,000 views, whatever? TikTok says, it's good, but it's not viral. That's weird, man. That's weird.
I've been looking at kind of the way TikTok has been, the videos that they've been pushing, and
Mhm.
they're horrible. The content out there right now is horrible. The people that are, I
Yeah.
remember I used to go on TikTok live all the time, and I've never
Mhm.
actually said why I stopped. I loved being live on TikTok. It was a way for me to connect with my community and my
I
fans
remember
and
you
to do
doing
stuff.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big part of, my life. Sure, the pandemic was a big had something to do with it because we weren't doing much, but I don't now because the people that are on there are it's horrible. It's not good
Really?
content. Yes, people are just bitching about other people, or they're, all they're doing is these stupid fights, these battles to get more likes and to move up in the rankings. And I'm like, that's not why I create content. I don't want this to turn into, because I've never gone viral. I've got 232,000 plus follow. Sorry, 231,700 followers, except
Yeah.
I've got around 400,000 followers. No joke, because I've grown every day on this app since I've
Mhm.
got on, a minimum of 100 people a day, a
Yeah.
minimum. And my
Yeah.
count goes down every time I get a new follower. It falls off. I even emailed them. I'm like, why the count? That's the system's messed up. So
Yeah.
every time I get a new follower, it subtracts a follower from me. And
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's just
yeah,
fucking weird because
it's that they're anyways, what I was trying to say is that they've had this influx of people that have been able to push past the creators that are making great content, and I consider
Mhm.
myself a good creator. I consider you a great creator,
I have
and
fun doing it. I just have
we have
fun, man.
fun, but
Yeah.
it is in a place right now. Is it ever going to change? Probably. Who knows? I don't really care. I struggle with this stuff, man. I'm starting to struggle with where do I fit in the social media world.
Mhm.
But I got a brand deal, and that is pushing me as well. Not the money side of it. I could care less about that, but it's giving me purpose again. And as long as I have purpose on this app, I will continue to create content on that app.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and look, I lost my love for TikTok about 8, 9, I can't remember, was it like 9 months ago? And then recently, about 2 months, I think it's been 2 months now, I got back on and I'm finding a new voice on there. So, the stuff I
Yes, you
used to do,
are.
I don't do it anymore. This one, now I love doing what I'm doing,
Yeah,
and
but
I
you
get a
don't
lot
have
of
an
hate.
earpiece. You don't have an earpiece.
I
Like
have a fucking earpiece,
I
Wayne.
love you
Look,
so
this
much,
is it.
Alex
I'm
Skuby.
showing it right here. Here's my
That
earpiece.
that's a clip for paper. That's a clip that you would use for paper. You
What?
grab your ear like you're on the news, and you're like, and I get what you're doing, but put in an
No,
earpiece. I'm
no, that's part of it. I don't want the earpiece because the earpiece ruins it. It makes it too real.
man. You
I
know
like
what?
putting my finger up to my ear and just going, okay, thank you. All right. And that's fact checked. Okay, here we go.
Who are you
Good
looking
evening.
at? Who are you talking to?
Exactly. That's the point.
See, and that's the thing about this content. I'm trying to figure out, like, you see all these people create this content where they're like, hi, how are you? And then they flip the side and they're like, I'm good. How are you? And it
Yeah.
gets millions of views. And I found myself the other day, I was creating a piece and I did that once. I was like, nope, I am not going to fold into this bullshit. I'm not going to do any of this. Hey, well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Alex and I
Yep.
have some huge news for you. And
Yes.
we are super excited to say this. We love what we do and we love
Mhm.
the people that listen to us. But we've noticed one thing, and that was we've been on YouTube this entire time. We did
Mhm.
video for a while, and then we stepped away from video and did just audio. And our YouTube channel still gets content once a week. So we decided, because we've been on YouTube this entire time, that
Mhm.
Alex and I are going to create two sides of this podcast. We're going to have the listening side of this podcast. Nothing's changing there, but we're going to give you an opportunity, and we're going to put some love and time into creating YouTube content based around the episode. So nothing's going to change. The episode stays the same, but we're just going to edit it more and have more fun and put it up on YouTube as video again.
Yeah, we're going back to video, ladies and gentlemen.
I could have
We're going
probably
back to
just said that.
video.
I could have just said that, couldn't I?